The guy threw 62 touchdowns in one season in his last year in college. So, it was for the Hilltoppers, but it's still a lot of production. And he did start some games last year. I think he had like 11 touchdown passes. So the guy can play a little bit. Now, I don't know if it's something we can stash or like they're not going to bring him in to replace Skylar Thompson right now. Skylar's been in the system 3 years. So Skylar knows the system. He's just, he's limited as far as his intangibles. He doesn't have some of the intangibles that Tua has to run the offense, but he does show flashes. So we'll see.
Frank, there's no QB3 this year. The NFL vetoed that emergency quarterback rule from COVID. They got rid of it. So I don't think we have one. We have too many other positional groups where we could use that extra spot, a la wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, corner. We know we're going to have injuries. You know what I mean? We have two guys on the IR return to come back, which is going to be Cam Smith. And who was the second one on that list from the IR they put on full season IR or whatever? That doesn't need to come back.
Cam can come back week 5, right?
Yeah, he's on the PUP, but they put two guys on IR.
It's got to be Craycraft.
I can't remember who the hell the second one is.
Craycraft and Cam Smith are both IR, so they're both designated to return.
Those are that's what I was saying.
They're designated to return, but they're on IR though, or IR.
Yeah,
the other ones you can play with.
They can come back after week 4.
Maria, I sent you the link. It's in your messenger, so you can join anytime you want. I see Paul's here. Let's add him to the stage. What's up, Paul? What you doing?
What's up, guys? Good.
Hey, man, we ain't even been able to do our segments because
I've been watching. I've been watching. I've been listening.
I got to run with it.
I did see that somewhere. I forget who said it. That Blake Ferguson would resign, they said.
Yeah, that's just like a maneuver we were thinking, right? Where they just him and then re-sign him to do some kind of I don't know. We'll find out, right? I'm sure they'll tell us why later, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the whole deal is.
So, what was your surprise of the whole roster list that was like me? I'm happy that my man Duck made it. Storm Duck, my goodness. People are mad because Nick Needham wasn't picked and they picked Storm. Oh man, I'm sorry about Nick, man. I don't make the decisions, but I'm his jersey. Right, Tom?
I mean, I love the name of Storm Duck. Don't get me wrong, and I'll be the first one to have a shirt for him. Nice. But my big surprise really was Chris Brooks more than anything.
That concussion? Wasn't he on concussion protocol?
Yeah, he's on concussion protocol, but he still played well when he played.
Like, we keep an extra running back, huh? Can we get him on the practice squad or anything, maybe? Brooks, or you think he'd be picked up? Because he's a big guy. I liked how he just put his head down and just, short yardage, man. Give him the damn ball.
And that's the whole thing. He's a big guy. There's other teams looking for running backs. You never know. I mean, it's tough to say.
All right, here we go. Back to, oh, my goodness. Yeah, Brooks was shocking, man. All right, here we go. Oh, my God. So we already went through the long snapper. So now the next questions are, let's see. Where am I at? Right. We got Zappy out of the way. There's Maria saying, hey, guys. I sent her the link on Messenger, so I hope she joins here soon. Let's see. He was blocking for the TD run. And Sue, Evelyn. So Evelyn has a sister. I didn't even know that. So Evelyn, her sister Sue Estep. Now, I didn't know there were sisters. I didn't know that. So now I know. Cool things you find out. Joey, roster cut down day, a few shocking losses, but it's time for football. Man, come on here and talk about it, man. I know you got some comments to say about the roster, man. A lot of people do, man. It's weird. Blake Ferguson being cut, only having 4 wide receivers, That's just weird, ain't it? We're caught up with the comments. I can't believe it. We got, okay, never mind. Holy moly, I thought we were catching up. All right, the next one, we'll let, let's see. Oh, man, I'll let Paul, what you think about that comment? You see the comment from Mario?
Yeah.
I'm tired of losing to Josh Allen, huh?
I think we all are. But from what I've gathered, they've got nothing this year. They've lost all their key players, and they have a lot of injuries.
Right, I'm with that. It says right here, Frank got a little stat. He says 2 wins against Josh Allen since his rookie season. Must means Tua's rookie season. Wow. Geez, that was both of those wins again with Tua? 2 wins. I thought Tua only had 1 win against Buffalo. Huh. 2 wins. Tom is not here to let us know.
No, I think he means since Josh Allen was a rookie. We've only beat him twice.
Oh, since Josh Allen's rookie season. Yeah, I get it. So Josh Allen's been in the league, what, 5 seasons already? 6?
No.
Like maybe 7.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. 2 wins only. That's crazy. So Evelyn says, can't wait. We're catching up. So she says, Evelyn says, oh, let me put this up here. So her and her sis has been Finn fans for over 50 years, like Paul. Shoot, I'm not 50 yet. I'm 48, so I still got a couple years to go. Johnny O. Washington. Ooh, what does that mean? Oh, Malik. Did you talk about Malik? Shoot, Malik made the team, baby. We knew he was with all them injuries. Like, dude did it all, man, in that preseason game. That man ran. Hey, let me see. Yeah. Malik, didn't he have a punt return for like 40 yards or something? I got to bring my stats out. He had a great game, didn't he?
He had a fantastic game.
Wish I could pull up my stats because I know he did good. I know you had a bunch of different plays, but the one that graded the highest from the Bucs Fins game was, the heck is Curtis Bolton? You know who that is?
Yeah, he's the linebacker they brought in. He got cut today, but he
played well that game. He played really well. Malik Washington got a nice score of 84.3. And Brandon Feely played well. Skylar Thompson, of course, played well. And linebacker Wyatt Ray got a 75.9. He didn't make the team, did he? I don't even know who that guy is.
Actually, he got waived today in an injury designation. So he's the one they signed from the Brahmas from the UFL.
Right. Yeah, I thought they'd give him a return thing, possibly a IR designation for return, maybe as well.
Yeah, River Craycraft. Yep.
I know River Craycraft and was one of them that was IR, but able to short-term IR.
Cam Smith.
Yeah, him and Cam Smith.
Yeah.
Cam Smith, I was like, man, why is he not on the roster list? And then I was like, oh, he didn't make the team. No, he's on IR. Okay, so they don't have to show him on the roster right now for some rule.
No.
I like
and
this.
If you ask Tom says Cam Smith doesn't surprise him.
Oh yeah, he's always injured, right, Paul?
Yep.
He's always injured. Y'all ready for a trivia question? We haven't had a trivia question in a minute, man. Let's get to it. We got somebody from my Facebook or my wow, look at that. Cool. I got some people. Is that from your YouTube, Paul, or mine? I finally got my
I have no idea.
I had like a ghost I had like 2 YouTube accounts, and I didn't know the second one is the one I attached it to instead of the one I wanted.
It was his burner account.
It took 6 hours for the Google to give me my code so I can change it to fix it. So it's fixed now. But this guy says this is cool questions he's got. His name is 72 undefeated. We kept Tyndall to make the Kool-Aid. I like that. That's Tyndall Channing, right? Isn't he Georgia? Linebacker, right?
Yeah.
Had like that man had 10 sacks. That man had not 10 tackles. My bad. He had 10
sacks.
There's no other Dolphin that had more than 5. So that had 10 tackles, man, in that preseason game 3. He's all over the place. Did well. I like him. I think he's getting better. I mean, he's been progressing slowly. And anybody else want to talk about Channing Tyndall?
He was all over the place Friday night. I mean, I was at the game, and he was all over the field. I mean, I wasn't sure if he was going to make the 53 or not, but he was definitely showing his potential on Friday night.
Raphael says, how can running back McFarland make the roster over Chris Brooks? Make it make sense. You want to take that question, Matt, or do you want to take it, Tom?
He got cut. So there's nothing really to talk about.
Yeah.
McFarland got cut. McFarland was a body.
Yeah, Anthony McFarland.
Yeah, because Chris Brooks got cut too. So they both got cut. So there you go, Raphael. You didn't know. All right. So let's see. Frank. I like that. Frank says, "Go Duck." Finn's trivia question. True or false? I like this one, boy. It's a good one right here. True or false? Channing Tindall played 21 defensive snaps in his first 2 seasons in the NFL. The other 411 snaps came on special teams. True or false?
False. 411 sounds like a hell of a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I would say false.
I can't believe it, but I got true for that. I can't believe it. That's something we got to double check because that one was from a Finn's news on Fanatics when they were going over Tyndall saying studs and duds. During the stud, they put Tyndall, and that's exactly what he wrote. He played 21 defensive snaps in his first 2 season games. The other 411 came on special teams, and it said that exactly, and I couldn't believe it. It's like, wow, how can you get that many plays on special teams though in 2 seasons? Is that impossible or what? Like special teams ain't just punts and kickoffs, stuff like that. You can't have that many, right? Maybe he's saying like 41 or something instead of 411. I don't know. Maybe it was
what's his third year or fourth year?
This is 3rd year. So
this is his 3rd year. He's gone now.
Yeah, think like every single field goal in 2 years is like 50 field goal attempts, say 50 punt attempts, and 200 kickoffs. I guess
that's a high number. When I read it, I had to look at it again and say 411 because I was like, that's got to be a good fit.
Yeah, that's just
because nobody would like guess true, crazy. And it was true, and I was like, whoa, okay. So we'll double check that. So 21 defensive snaps in his first 2 seasons, but yet plays every single special teams snap, which is 411 counting, I guess. I don't know. We'll do another one. I got one more. It says, before Mostert's career took off, he said he was cut 6 times. True or false? Mostert, in an interview, he said that his career took off, or before his career took off.
Was it Mostert?
He said, yeah, Mostert. Raheem Mostert in an interview said before his career took off, he was cut 6 times. True or false?
I'm trying to think of all the teams. Eagles, us, Niners.
That's true because I read the article. I just had to make sure who it was. Yeah, that's true.
All right, let's see. The answer is false. It was 5 times he was cut. I actually changed the number by 1.
You freaking bastard! You.
I'm sorry. I had to get one in there that was false. I had to switch something in there. Now the rest of the questions will come from the Bible. Those were my questions from that I just picked up while doing my research because I would do like 2 hours of research and stuff like that. So the people cut. There's a lot of players. Y'all ready? All right, here we go. And then we'll get back to the comments because we're catching up. Oh, look at Joey. Never mind. We have to talk about it. Can you DM the link, Pedro? Okay, we'll do. Matt, go on with the next segment as far as the offense. We got done with wide receiver. What's next?
Well, we were kind of talking about tight end too at the time with Durham Smythe. We got Jonnu Smith, we got Julian Hill, and we end up keeping Tanner Connor for the time being. Hayden Rucci was a cut today, which he was kind of a prayer song and a prayer to make the roster, but he had a nice game Saturday. He had 5 catches for 44 to touchdown for Hayden Rucci, but I want to move on. His name
was up there.
I want to move on to the O-line.
Maria's saying I didn't send her the link. It's right there, like above. There's a big blue box that says StreamYard. Hit that link. And then you said, no, I never got it. It's right there above you. I sent it again, Maria. Okay, I'm trying to get her on. I was wondering why she wasn't getting on. I'm like, the link's right there. You just click it, and it should take you right into the room. Let me click it and see real quick. Sorry. Trying to get everybody on here. Trying to get Maria on here, and we'll get Joey on here too. Yeah, it says entering the studio, loading. Yeah, you're good to go. Just let me know if you got it, Maria. All right, next. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Well, I want to move on to the O-line. O-line, we kept 10 offensive linemen, which is a lot. You know, some teams are keeping 8, some teams are keeping 9. And I keep going back to, and I use the word initial. This is our initial 53-man roster. It's not set in stone, but we got Armstead, we got Brewer, we got Lester Cotton, we got Jack Driscoll, Liam Eichenberg, Austin Jackson, Robert Jones, Kendall Lamb, Patrick Paul. So there's your 9. And then the surprise guy was undrafted free agent Andrew Meyer, who's a center. So so we're going, as of right now, we're going with 10 offensive linemen. And like I said, that can be manipulated too. That, you know, Andrew Meyer, you know, we'll see how that pans out. But 10's a big number. So, which is why.
Pedro, real quick.
Got it to Johnny O. Cool.
You resent it to Johnny?
John.
Johnny O.
Nothing in my messages. Wow, that's weird, man. Like
he asked me to tell you to resend him the link. He doesn't see it.
God, it's right there. It's right there, and that's crazy, man. Like, what is going on?
All right,
I'll resend it again.
Sorry, my internet just went down. If I was frozen.
He says he didn't get it either. I'm like sitting here like, what is going on? Joey said he didn't get it either. It's showing on my phone that he got it. Weird. Holy moly, what do I do? So I got to go and copy the link again then.
One good notion from the O-line that we had was Aaron Brewer wasn't put on PUP. So we can hope to expect him, if not ready for week 1, at least minimum before week 4, we'll see him, which is huge. It lets, Robert Jones and Eichenberg slide to guards and focus on that for now. What the hell is wrong with Isaiah Wynn? Like, you've had literally 11 months to get together. Like, Miami, what are you thinking? If you knew you were going to lose him for 4 weeks, sign more interior linemen. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I'm at a loss when it comes to, again, we're at the point where everything's secretive. We know what he had a surgery. We know what happened, but like the recovery time, it just doesn't seem like it's feasible for that to be still a thing. So
he got hurt, week 6, 7 at the most last year?
Yeah, I don't think he played more than 6 games. So yeah, that's probably about
Carolina
right.
game, I think, right? Like right after the Broncos, Carolina. So it was like week 6 after the Giants, maybe that week 5.
Yeah.
So mid-October.
That's weird. And to go back to your comment about Aaron Brewer, so I was a little worried about that because when I saw that Andrew Meyer was making the team, I thought maybe that was a correlation.
Right.
Correlating.
I'm fixing it, guys. Sorry to interrupt again. Let me get Maria on here, and then y'all can keep going. Let me figure out everybody else. Y'all keep going.
The link that you sent me was from last week.
Sorry, I'm learning as I go. Now I know what happened.
That was last week's link. That's why I couldn't get on.
That's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh boy.
This works. All right. Yeah, I went in and I recopied it and then sent the new one to make sure that it works this time. Sorry. It's always something.
As soon as you sent the new one, it was fine. The link that was on there was from August 20th.
All right. Let me get everybody on here. Golly, I swear. Well, I guess now I know why.
Now you know why.
Now I know why. Thank you so much. A lot of Fins news. Who was your most shocking news that you found, Maria, today that you didn't like at all?
I wasn't happy with Blake, but that was a little bit surprising.
You and me both, Maria.
And then Nick.
Yeah, that was... And Nick, I'm really, really, really super upset about. That I'm beyond super upset about.
I mean, that's a tough thing. That's a tough thing when you start loving these players like we do a lot of times, and then they're gone.
Well, it's like we got close with Shen. We got close with making chocolate chip cookies with them. We went out to Cali and fed the homeless with. So we got very attached to him, even when he wasn't playing last year. It was, and then we were all excited when he started again, and that was just a big upset. So, grace of God, nobody picks him up, and we wind up getting him back on practice.
Agree.
I understand, yeah, he's too good for the practice, but at least he's still in aqua and orange.
Agreed.
Cool. What's up, Joey?
How's it going, guys?
What's up, John?
What's up, good?
What's up,
Hey,
Wolf?
guys.
What's up, John? What's up, John?
Where'd he go?
I'm here.
All right, you're good. All right, let me ask first question to Joey. Joey, let me know what happened with the roster, man. Who was the cut that you didn't like the most, and who did you want to keep, man? That they released.
The biggest one I didn't like again was Nick Needham. You know, the kid played his heart out. Went to the same college as me, and
wow,
and yeah, from UTEP, and yeah, just seeing him go. I mean, Brooks, I was shocked by Brooks, but Needham, that kid always played his heart out for us. Injuries, all that, fought through all the injuries, and I am glad to see Storm Duck make the team, but then Enzukama, I mean, that kid never had a chance in the regular season. He was always out, always hurt, always on the PUP list, always on the IR. He never got a chance to prove himself. So,
I sent Nick Needham's mama one of the bobbleheads that the Dolphins sent me when they sent me a whole case of the Zach Thomas bobbleheads.
mm-hmm.
I sent her one, didn't tell anybody, just did it because I wanted to. She sent me the address too, man. I sent it to her, ain't bothered her since, because like I said, I just wanted to do something for her, So
yeah, of course.
I miss her
Well,
and practice squad,
We had a really we do have a good relationship.
We wish he'd let him on his feet.
Yeah. We all had gone out to Cali last year for the home opener. We all got to go out for lunch together.
You're cutting in and out real good, Maria.
It was really pretty sad on the golf carts.
Yeah, it was nice.
To feed the homeless. And that was just spectacular. And she does that twice a week, faithfully. She goes out around the whole area, feeds the homeless, gives them hygiene products. She makes these little baggies, and it's pretty special. And then she makes chocolate chip cookies for the guys every night before their game. So she was just really a special, great person.
You know her personally.
So hopefully he winds up staying on. Oh, yeah. So John was with us. John was there.
Yeah, I actually messaged her today and said, hopefully he's not cut. And I just read that he was. And if he is, hopefully he makes the practice squad and we can bring him back. And if he doesn't, then I'm still rooting for him wherever he lands.
I sent her a message also saying that
he should be a commodity, honestly, for teams that need a versatile guy on the back end. He could fill a lot of spots for certain teams.
Oh, absolutely.
He's gonna get picked up, man. He's not gonna make their practice squad, right? Because he's gonna get picked up.
Listen, right? There's too many teams out there. Like there was actually a rumor last year that the Raiders were interested in him. So I got a feeling somebody's going to pick him up here pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Cool. Well.
Yeah, because that's what we were. That's what we were hearing is that there was a possibility he might have been going to the Raiders last year.
Yeah, I was a little taken aback, really a little surprised with that decision they made, just because he's flexible. He's played on the outside, he's played in the slot, and he's been getting a lot of reps at safety in training camp, and even in the preseason game, he played some reps at safety. So I thought his versatility would have allowed him to stay on the 53. So, like you said, maybe he can stick around. We'll see.
All right, cool. Well, there's a lot of names that got cut, though. That is, Needham was a big guy right there that was cut. The other guy, of course, everybody's talking about is Chris Brooks, but Isaiah Mack, as well. Like, what the heck happened to Isaiah Mack? There's Chase Hunter, Jaquan Burton, Nevin Gilmore. A lot of these players, they just didn't play good enough, I guess. Jordy Fortson too. Jordy Fortson,
Let me hit on that real quick with the Isaiah Mack and the Neville Gallimore, the defensive line. So here's kind of what, in my opinion, here's what happened. So when we realized we weren't going to bring Christian Wilkins back, the Dolphins went out and signed like 1 million guys. They signed Benito Jones. They brought back Deshaun Hand, Neville Gallimore, Jonathan Harris, Isaiah Mack, and Tierre Tart. They brought in all these guys to pretty much battle for 2 spots on the defensive line, side by side with Zach Sealer. Well, after all that happened, they were able to bring in Calais Campbell for almost next to nothing. So now Calais Campbell takes one of those spots. So you have all those guys fighting for one starting spot and then a couple bench spots. So it was a numbers game. I was a little surprised Neville Gallimore was cut because he has a lot of starting experience on the nose. So, but Calais Campbell and Zach Sealer, they're not necessarily looking to replace Christian Wilkins. They're just looking to replace the snaps that Christian Wilkins played, and they're going to do it with multiple guys. So, but Calais Campbell and Zach Sealer hardly ever come off the field. Campbell might now, with his age, he might come off the field a little more, but Zach Sealer's in there all the time. So, Brandon Peely, Benito Jones, Deshaun Hand are the guys that end up making the roster over Gallimore, Harris, Mack, and Tierre Tart. So, I'm excited about this group. I really think they can do a lot of things.
So Zach Sealer said that Calais Campbell can fill in as the nose tackle while Benito Jones is down. But he also said that he and Deshaun Hand can fill in there as well. So Zach is excited about the multiplicity of Anthony Weaver's packages and how the defense can set the tone and tempo of the game. So I don't know. There's a comment on here that says something about the Weaver defense. Let's see. No, there's that. Actually, this
Winter.
Right here about
what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing?
What's going on, Winners?
How you feeling?
I'm doing great, man. We're just here talking Fins football, doing the show with a lot of comments and a lot of people to get through here too, man. I'm hoping everybody can get something to say too, man.
Oh, well, I'm only going to be on for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to be honest with everybody on this panel. I am not happy at all. It's not about the cuts. It's not about the waves. It's not about any of that stuff. My whole feelings is, and I heard what Matt says, and I love listening to Matt's commentary and his points because he makes great points. My whole feelings about this team is you got to show me some stuff. Like every other fan, this team doesn't scream Super Bowl to me. It just doesn't. I know these men work their asses off to make this roster. I'm not taking nothing away from no athlete on this team, but this is just me. These first 2 games are going to show a lot. This core has not played together. This defense has not played together. So a lot of question marks going into this year with this team. And this is supposed to be the Super Bowl running team. That's amazing. I am very worried. Very worried. I'm very concerned. Especially when it comes to the depth part. So I'm concerned. I'm majorly concerned.
Only 4 wide receivers, Winners. What's up with that?
How about just 2 quarterbacks? How about that?
Hey, maybe they might bring Mike White back. Maybe not. Maybe we get a third. I don't know. It's that NFL rule that changed. Like, you can usually last year you can put a third being an emergency quarterback and it wouldn't count or some shit. And they took it out this year. They like voted it because I wrote it down.
Yeah, it's just for me. It's just for me, ladies and gentlemen. For me, depth is an issue. This core, the offensive line, is a lot of question marks that we've been asking for asking for maybe a few years now. And I'll say this, Coach Berry did a phenomenal job protecting Tua last season, which it was 58 times Tua got touched. So that was fewest in the NFL. And I hope that number can sit there and actually go down lower this year than last year. But if one of those players goes down, how much faith are we really going to have in that O-line? Same thing with the defensive line. We got some dogs. But my whole thing is, if Calais Campbell or Sigler or somebody goes down, who is going to fill the gap? That's going to be a major. The run defense is a major question mark this year. Huge question mark. We knew what we had when we had Christian Wilkins and Sigler together. Now we have Calais Campbell, which is a vet and a healthy vet. But once we rotate, what are we going to have? Like, there's a lot of question marks. The answer, we're going to get tested right out the gate with Jacksonville and Buffalo, 96 hours between each game. Right from the door. We can either be 2-0 or we can be 0-2. So that's going to be huge, especially going in one of the tough.
Or we could be 1-1.
We'll take 1-1.
We could be.
I'll take 1-1.
I'll take 1-1 too. I agree with you, but I don't have a halfway point. I've always been good or bad. There's no in between for me.
The injury gods got to be with us this year. I mean, they have to keep us healthy, man, because the O-line is thin, and if you get a lot of injuries at wide receiver, it's like, because how many games did Waddle miss last season, John? Was it like 5 or 6, or was it 3?
No, I think he only missed 3 total. He missed parts 3 of other games.
And then Cheetah missed 2 games?
Cheetah missed 3 also, but Cheetah also missed a lot of quarters as well in games.
Getting nicked up, and then would come back and miss a quarter here and there. You're right. That's true, Maria.
And then you also got to remember, too, you got Phillips coming back and you got Chubb coming back. They haven't played. And, granted, they're practicing, but they really have not been on the field, and they have not been hit. And you don't know how that's going to go either.
Right. True, man. I'll ask this to John, right, John? So you got OBJ, you got people on the PUP coming back, right? So you got was it Good? Is it that Good guy? Cam Good? Good? Something like that. He's an O-lineman. Man, help me out. Is it Good?
Cameron Good. Cameron
Good. There we go. I said his name right. He's on
he's an outside linebacker.
Yeah, but he's a linebacker.
Chubbs, right? Phillips is active, right? We got Phillips week 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's able to play. Whether he plays
what I'm
or not.
saying is, you also, whether he plays or not, when he does play, and I've said this with Tua too, they're going to gun for him. They're going to try to hurt him because they know he goes down, we're screwed again.
Yeah.
Armstead too. Can you give us 10 games, Armstead? Can you give us 10 games this year, Armstead? That'd be nice. But he has showed up for the past 2 seasons. So
I'll say under. I'm not wishing it, but I'm saying under 10 games for Armstead.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a betting man, that's about the average is 10. So you're probably about right on that.
Real quick, I'm about to head out, guys. But earlier, Pedro, you one of your surprises as you were reading names was Jody Fortson.
Mm-hmm.
I actually said Saturday night on our show after Friday night's game, I said the way he played, he's going to be cut.
Yeah, he had a terrible game in that third preseason. He was terrible. I think he had 1 catch for 6 yards or something like that.
And he had an open field in front of him on another catch he missed.
Yeah.
He just couldn't hold on to it.
He had 1 catch for 8 yards and dropped what would have been a first down before halftime, which resulted in a Fins punt. So there you go. Could have been a first down. Drop catch.
I am glad that they let White go. I'm glad that they let White go and they chose Skyler over White.
Did you see that stat, Maria? Skyler had 180, 190 yards the last preseason game. That's more yards than what Mike White had all 3 preseason games. Isn't that crazy?
He was treacherous. He was horrid. He was beyond horrid.
Well,
but at the same time, I do know Skylar Thompson did play a lot more than Mike White, at least a quarter more.
Stat for Mike White: 5 completions on 9 attempts for only 37 yards. He's a dip.
Yeah. Oh, I know. They were horrible. I saw 2 of the games.
Right.
Up until that final half of football that Skylar played, it was neck and neck on who was worse. And
yeah, Skylar, it was.
You're right.
Skylar showed up at the right time when his job was on the line, and he took that job.
Yeah,
wasting money with OBJ. I don't know, Shane. You just gotta season's gotta tell us.
We're not gonna start on that because I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna be honest with everybody on this panel. I was pissed when I heard he was on the PUP. My whole thing is we only got you for 1 damn year, 1 effing year. Okay, you're not gonna start until week effing 5. And I'm like this: you haven't quarter pass or practice with this man. I need you. Because I'm like this, guys, and Maria. You start throwing the word Super Bowl around, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining, okay? Because that's where I'm at as a fan, okay? I love this team as much as everybody on this panel. And don't sit here and start screaming Super Bowl unless y'all ready to really take those steps. Because you had 2 seasons.
We had a playoff win 24 years. I ain't saying nothing about those.
That's what I'm saying.
24 years, exactly. So don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. I'm not trying to hear that. First win in November and December. And I already know people saying, well, we did have a better record in December than we did. Okay. But you got to sit there and be dominant. You have to be dominant in December, meaning that you got to have a placement, have your placement where if you got a chance to get the first fucking seed, then get the first fucking seed instead of going somewhere where it's fucking frigid. Okay?
Let me get Joey in here. What'd you think,
The thing
Joey,
is, though, we need to be consistent throughout the season because you don't know what's going to happen with injuries.
Agreed.
There's got to be consistency throughout.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you guys. You know, we need to be consistent. The teams that go to the Super Bowl, they win in December. They win in January. We can't just 24 years. We can't win. We fold. It gets cold, we fold.
Right, because there's no consistency. It's like we start in one motion and then we go down the mountain.
It'll be the same. We're gonna beat the bump teams. It's gonna be a repeat of last year. It's just getting that one game versus that good team that we needed to win. It didn't happen against the Ravens. It didn't happen against the Bills. It didn't happen against any of these.
But you also got the end of our season. Look at all of our injuries. You had Waddle and Hill in and out of games because of injuries. You had Phillips down. You had Chubb down. We had major injuries the end of our season. So we've got to be consistent throughout.
5 starters on defense against Kansas City, I think it was, or something like that, out of the 11.
That's one thing.
People off the street.
They always say that, you know, every team has to deal with injuries, and that is true. But if you go back and look at the impact players that we didn't have going into that playoff game in Kansas City, right then in itself right there is just a dagger to the heart. When you make the playoffs and you don't have Chubb, you don't have Phillips, you don't have – and we're picking up guys off the street the week before to try to rush the passer.
Yep.
So it's just it hurts my heart knowing that, you know, here we are in the playoffs again. The year before we make the playoffs, we don't have our quarterback.
Right.
And every team deals with injuries, and we know that. But for some reason, the last 2 years, we are absolutely cursed when it comes to that January game.
That's why I said we have to be consistent throughout. It doesn't make a difference. January, we need to have everything under our belts because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring.
I got a question for
That's
John.
the way I feel.
John.
What's that, Pedro?
Man, and then I'll get to Joey, man. I got to let. So what do you think of Izukama, bro? What the heck, bro? What's up with that? How come we only got 4 wide receivers and not Izukama? Is he injured or is he still?
Well, I think the 4 wide receivers is part of it. We kept 4 tight ends.
Right.
So you're going to move Donovan around. You're going to move Smythe around. You're going to move right out of the backfield to fill in a slot. Listen, this is not the final 53. There's still going to be some moves made. There's guys that I think it was Matt said it earlier, that were 52, 53 on the list. They're going to end up getting cut when we pick up somebody from somewhere else. So, it might be a receiver. I think we're all pretty much in agreement. My three were Ferguson, Needham, and Brooks were the three that I was surprised were cut. But listen, it is what it is. We don't see what the coaches see every day. So
I agree. I'm just worried, John.
Someone's got a really bad echo.
I'm just worried. I know that for a fact.
Oh no, I am too, because like when I saw the 53-man roster, the first thing that popped into my head is we're going to win 10 games.
I'll give you my answer in 2 weeks. I'll give you my answer the week before we open the season. So I just gotta look at it a little bit more. Maybe sit there and be a little bit more optimistic about it. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't feel optimistic about this roster. I don't. It's nothing against none of the players or anything like that. It's not about free agent big names. It's not about none of that stuff. It's just this does not scream Super Bowl. It just doesn't.
Well, I think we're missing depth in a lot of places. Wide receiver being one of them. Now we have good depth at running back, but I'm still not convinced with the offensive line. We only kept 4 down defensive linemen, and we kept eight linebackers, which kind of fits the scheme of the 3-4. But you lose one of those starting defensive linemen, and then now what are you going to do? The other 3 can't play every play.
Oh, look at Shane. He's throwing it out there. He's always said Skylar Thompson's better than Mike White. I think a lot of Dolphins said that. So kudos to the ones that was right.
I said it from the beginning. Mike White came from the Jets. They ruin everybody. So
they both stink.
Someone's got a really bad echo that's causing everything to echo back.
Yeah, I know. I hear it too. I don't think it's me though.
I'm with Tom. Saying Skylar Thompson's better than Mike White is not saying a whole lot.
Your smells worse than mine.
Right.
One TD in 7 games. He's all right.
Let's get a fifth trivia question in here for everybody, and we got a lot of comments too that we're missing out on. A lot of people on here trying to say something, and we're not getting to them, but that's all right. I got Juwan Samuel saying congratulations on the show. Thank you, appreciate it, man. Finally got the StreamYard right. Been doing it on Facebook Live, but it's more professional on here. You know what I mean? I finally joined the club. This one is, let's see, this one's too easy. We got this one is, I like this one. All right. How many straight losses did the Dolphins suffer in their inaugural season before finally beating Denver for the franchise's first victory? Is it A4, B5, C6, or D7? How many straight losses did the Dolphins suffer in their inaugural season before they finally beat Denver for the franchise's first victory?
C.
4, 5, 6, or 7. Maria says C. And the answer
I believe it was 6.
If anybody else wants to comment, give people time to comment. All right, boy, lots of comments. Okay. So we got our answers in. All right. The answer is, let's see. That's number 5. Question number 5 is B. Question number 5 is B. That is B5. 5 games before beating Denver, I guess, in the 6th game. So, which team was the first NFL team the Dolphins defeated?
You just told us, Denver.
You just gave us the answer.
But that
No, it's not on this list, though.
So was that a double-edged sword?
Not on here, though.
Well, you just said they lost 5 in a row before they beat Denver.
I know, for the
in their inaugural season.
Right?
In their inaugural season.
I'm reading what the book says. The book says number 6 is which team was the first NFL team the Dolphins defeated. And it doesn't have Denver on there. Isn't that crazy? Maybe it's a typo.
It might be preseason.
It has Philadelphia Eagles, Atlanta, Washington, and Dallas. Let me see what the answer is, because that is weird.
That one's probably a preseason game.
It says A, Philadelphia Eagles. Huh.
Wow.
That was the
Yeah,
first
Nathan
NFL
Turner was
team the
beating the
Dolphins
mascot
defeated
up.
was the Philadelphia Eagles. Yet the question before says how many straight losses did the Dolphins suffer in their first year before finally beating Denver for the franchise's first victory? So the question 1 and 2 don't make sense. You're right. Weird. Huh. All right. Well, we'll just flip to the back.
The Bible needs to be revised.
On those two questions, don't
Right?
it? Right?
They printed it
See,
like
it
6
ain't
days
me.
ago, and it's fucking
Not
wrong.
me. Let's see. We got
Send it to the 53-man roster.
Oh, man. Let's see. Super Bowl. God, what number is that? 10, 15, 16, 17. Super Bowl 17 was the only Super Bowl that Miami lost in which it held a lead. True or false? Huh. Well, there's a question. Let me answer it again. Let me see. That's a 10, that's a 5, and that's a 2. That's 17. And Super Bowl 17 was the only Super Bowl that Miami lost in which it held a lead.
I want to say true. I think they scored first, and then after that, they got destroyed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go true on that one because that was the Redskins, I believe.
Yeah, Riggins came
And
back.
I
in the
think they
fourth
scored
quarter.
first, and after that, it was downhill.
They didn't score much after that.
I want to say false because I feel like they scored first versus San Fran and then went downhill in that game at Marino.
Question 18. The answer, question 18, is B, false.
Yeah, they were winning most of that Washington game, and then Riggins just became a hazard in the fourth quarter, which we need to do, Mike. Wear these guys down with the speed through 1 through 3 and power the fucking ball in the fourth quarter.
Who caught? Oh, I like this question. I like this one. Who caught the only touchdown Miami scored in its loss to San Francisco in Super Bowl? Ooh, what Super Bowl is that? Let's see. X1X. What's that mean? X1X.
19.
19.
Huh? 19?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who caught the only touchdown Miami scored in its loss to San Francisco in Super Bowl 19? Is it A, Mark Clayton, B, Tony Nathan, C, Dan Johnson, or D, Nat Moore? So basically, who caught the only touchdown Miami scored in the loss against San Francisco? Was it Clayton, Nathan?
I want to say
Dan
A.
Johnson, or Nat Moore?
I want to say Nathan.
I'm gonna say C just because it's too obscure.
You're of a name. Yeah, I like it.
Dan Johnson, right? So Mark Clayton, Tony Nathan, Dan Johnson, and Nat Moore.
I'll say Tony Nathan.
Come on, Aaron Judge.
All right, here we go.
Come on,
The
Judge.
answer is C, Dan Johnson.
I was with you there, John.
I love it.
Yeah. It was too random.
Who the heck is that guy? And he caught the only touchdown Miami in San Francisco.
Nobody
knows who he is. That's unbelievable. That's awesome. Oh man. So
come on, Judge.
Right. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Wow. Got that one wrong. Yeah. No kidding. We've got a few wrong. That's what the Fins trivia is for. Crazy Dolphin. Is this
That's
live?
that Bible that you keep using.
Yeah, I know. I don't have to do like an hour of research to find questions. I can.
I'll let you watch this.
I love that book. I have that book.
You have it?
I have that same book. I love it.
That's great. That's awesome.
Let Joe watch
this
this
is handy for the show. Yes, this is live, Crazy Dolphin. This is live streamed through YouTube and Facebook every Tuesday from 7:30 to 9. It's called the Cubilly Fins Talk Show. Of course, with all these guests, and I'm glad you guys came on. I appreciate y'all coming on. And the only thing else I gotta talk about in the Fins news is number one. Of course, we talked about OBJ. Who do y'all think that the Dolphins will definitely put in the practice squad? And I'll go with, let's see, winners. What you got? Who do you think's going to be in the practice squad, man? Is it like Needham? Is it Rucci or whatever his name is? That Hayden Rucci or whatever? Because we cut him. I thought he was going to make the team. Isaiah Mack.
I'm going to say this. I'll say this. I would hope it would be McNeil for the simple fact of the matter that, you know, he plays his ass off. He had a road to recovery from the injury they sustained, and he really loves playing for us. You know, we all understand it's a business, but I would hope it's McNeil.
Cool. All right, Joey, your question. AFC prediction. Mo Morton has the Fins 11-6, the Jets 10-7, the Bills 9-8, and the Pats 3-14. Do you agree or disagree?
As a Dolphin fan, of course, I'd love to see us in first place, but you know, we always we got to get through December. We got to get through the injuries, and we just need to win games when it's time to win games.
Double play.
But I'm hoping. I'd love to see 11-6. I'd love to see first place in the division. And
Maria,
for this team again.
I hope we in first.
I've
place.
been saying 13-4.
Please, as long as 11 or 12 gets it, I think 10 may not do it, but need to win the division to have a home playoff game.
I've been saying 13-4.
Man, that's insane.
I'm
I hope
not changing.
that's almost a bye week, right? That's like being first place in the AFC. Like we get the bye week and we get home field playoff throughout the whole shebang with 13 and 14 wins. You're right.
I'm not discounting Buffalo. You can't discount Buffalo. I don't care what their roster looks like. I don't care that they've lost a few players here and there. Until somebody unseats them, meaning us, then I don't know why all these people are saying Buffalo's going to finish second or third in the division. Like, they've owned this division over the last 4 or 5 years. So until somebody unseats them, I wouldn't discount them just yet.
Right.
I 100% agree with you.
Go ahead. Oh, okay.
No, I agree with that.
And we can't discount the Jets either this year.
Yeah,
Thank you.
There's former Finn Mark Metcalf commenting. Who else is glad Belichick retired? Coach Shula fins up.
There you go, Tom.
Thanks for watching, Mark.
Hey,
after the Jets, I still don't rank them as high as Buffalo. I think the Jets will win the third place. Yeah, they got Rodgers, but what else do they got?
Here's some funny.
I don't think Rodgers is going to last the whole season.
Agreed.
What's the breaking news you got?
I don't think Rodgers is going to last the whole season.
It's funny. It's kind of funny because we were just talking about him, but Field Yates reports that Mike White made a free agent visit with the Buffalo Bills today.
Yeah, because they want him for information.
Oh yeah,
of course
you do.
Of course,
I give it up too. If you sign me, I'll give you whatever you want. You sign me,
yeah, you give me back my $3.5 million. I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
All right, here we go. We got
and don't be surprised if one of them don't reach out to Nick. I would not be surprised.
That's true.
Cubilly,
I definitely think Nick will be picked up. And I think he's going to be picked up by someone in our division. I really do.
I like the predictions coming
on
the
screen.
Yeah, I do too.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's a Buffalo Bill.
I would not be surprised. As much as he wouldn't want to, money's going to talk. And I would not be surprised if they don't pick him up within our division.
Sorry, Shake, man. I appreciate it, man. I didn't know you was in the back room, man. My bad. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. Just trying to do a carousel. What's up, Shake?
Yep.
Shake Money, what's up, brother?
Can we hear him? I ain't mute him, did I? Hey, Shake, you're on.
No, he's muted.
Oh, my bad, my bad. What's going on, man?
It wasn't me.
Doing, man? Pins up, everybody. How y'all doing? My bad.
Now, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the show, man. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate y'all.
I was doing a carousel of questions, man, and comments.
Okay,
I was trying to get to Maria, but I finally got it. But I'll get back to you here in a sec, Shake. All right, Maria. Can the Finns' lightning quick pass attack hide the issues up front? Tua said, brother, I get the ball out fast. What's your thoughts on that statement?
I think with everything that Tua's been doing, I think his getting out of the pocket has been a lot faster than when he first started. And I agree.
He's like Brady, boy, in like 2.3 seconds, man. I'll let you jump.
He's definitely getting out of the pocket a lot different than his first 2 years.
Shake, man, you think Tua not only last year did he learn some jiu-jitsu, man, he has to learn how to – I think he lost weight this year. You think he's going to run around a lot more this year and still avoid getting hit because he did have the least quarterback hits in the NFL last season.
I hope he runs when there's lanes available. Don't run just for the sake of running. If there's green grass ahead of you, I say go for it, slide. You know what I mean? And don't try to tackle any more safeties.
Yeah.
But I would say
this year, I don't know if anybody.
If there's green grass available,
I don't know if anybody.
There's like a pause. Go ahead, Maria.
I'm sorry.
I think she's breaking up.
Yeah, that is.
One of the things I saw this year, which they did not do in past years down at camp, they were teaching them how to slide on water. Papa Paul isn't here, but what they did is they put plastic out on the field and they filled it with water and soap.
Cool.
They never did that at any of the other. So hopefully that is a big plus. And they just had the quarterback sliding.
That's a big point. That's a good point. All right, Shake, what's your thoughts on Tua? Mobility. Oh yeah, about him with his press conference saying that he's not too worried about the O-line. You worried about the O-line?
No, I'm. If look at the end of the day, the guys who are getting paid the big bucks are making the decision. So, you know what I mean. So we have to wait and see. You know what I mean. And at the end of the day, I think this McDaniel scheme kind of masks those offensive line deficiencies. Coupled with the fact that this is going to be Tua's third year in this offense, so he's gonna have it down packed, a little bit more. You know what I mean? So he's learning how to read defenses. Plus, you could tell the limited snaps he had. The QB's coach is really paying off.
Cool, man.
You're looking for it.
Tom, I'm back at you, man. Saran Neal, he had a fantastic preseason, man. He's got a good 90.8 coverage grade. He had 24 snaps, 9 yards allowed, 1 forced incompletion, and a 56.3 passer rating allowed. What do you think of Saran Neal?
I think that his versatility kind of is what pushed Nick out. Honestly, as sad as it is, I think that they got him thinking he's going to be just a special teams ace and do what he does on special teams. But when they put him in the corners position, he just balled out. He played fantastic. It also kind of pushed out Isaiah Johnson and Jason Maitre. So I hope that we're able to get at least one of those three guys back from the secondary aspect for the practice squad, because all three of those guys played well. I think the only reason they kept Elijah Campbell over Nick is due to his height, because they both are versatile, can play the slot, the nickel, the outside, and the safety positions. So, I mean, hopefully Nick comes back. If not, wish him well, as we've all been saying. I think Saran Neal is a good addition to have, especially with Cam going down. If Cater, God forbid, went down, you could throw him in the slot. Because this whole scheme runs from the back end. The safety position is so important. That's why we kept, 5 safeties? We had the 10 linebackers. I think that's why he kept them. I think he kept the extra linebackers to help manipulate a little bit. But at the same time, you're not trying to rush Phillips back for week 1 if he's fully not ready. And you're not going to have Chubb until week 4 or 5, obviously. That's what I would say about that.
All right, now let's get to Malik Washington. He's a stud in the game. He took a big hit. If y'all seen that big hit, Matt, it's your turn. Malik Washington, he had that big jet sweep for 40 yards. He returned the punt 28 yards and broke free on a kick return for 45 yards. My question is he gonna keep moving up to where he becomes a third above Berrios, and he's gonna have a breakout year ahead of Berrios? And because we only got 4 wide receivers, can Malik get to the number 3 spot?
Well, I think if they're playing a game right now, I think he already is, just because he's more versatile than Braxton Berrios. I like the way they've been using him in different. They've used him in different ways, whether it be in the slot. They've used him in gadget type plays. They're just trying to get a look of all the different ways they can use him. That way they can scheme up some plays for him. I kind of compare him to like a Jakeem Grant type of player. He reminds me a lot of Jakeem Grant, except for maybe he can actually catch the ball. Not to disrespect Jakeem Grant, but he didn't have the best hands. But I do like Malik Washington. I think he's got a lot of upside there.
Oh, I got a Finch fun fact and then a Finch trivia question. Finch fun fact: teams can bring in a practice squad player up to 3 times in a season before they have to keep him on the 53-man roster. So you can't throw him in and out more than 3 times. If you do, the 4th time he has to be on the 53-man roster. Didn't know that. I had no idea how that works.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that before.
Think about it. Our deepest
I think you can
position
only
coming
protect
in.
them 2 times or something like that. You can only put protections on them 2 times in a season.
That's super. They can get plucked.
Right.
Think about our deepest positional room was our wide receiver room. We had like 10 receivers. We're all talking about how deep this receiver room is, and look how many injuries we got. OBJ, Craig Kraft, Easy E gone now.
Yeah, IR. What happened to
Washington
Izukama? Is he
gone.
hurt?
Who?
Is Izukama hurt? What's up with him?
Yeah, they said he's hurt, but it's not thought to be like a lot of games missed, and that's why they're already expressing interest in bringing him back on the practice squad.
Oh, practice
if he
squad.
clears,
Okay.
obviously, they think it's gonna be a couple week probably injury type thing. He was in a boot like this last week, I heard.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Question. Oh, go ahead, John.
No, go ahead, do your question.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Just a random, any kind of question. Here we go. This works. Widely considered the biggest draft bust in Dolphins history, Deion Jordan was a 3rd overall pick in what year? Is it A, 2013, B, 2014, C, 2012, and D, 2015? And they're trying to scramble the numbers so they can trick us. Why wouldn't it just in order like 2012, 13, 14, or 15? So they scrambled it. A is 2013, B is 2014, C is 2012, and D is 2015. So pretty much what year was he drafted 3rd overall in the draft? Deion Jordan, one of the biggest busts in Dolphins history. What year was that?
I'm going to have to say 13 because 12 was Tannehill.
Yeah, 12 was Tannehill.
Yeah, I want to say
15 was the
14.
Parker, yeah.
If you go back and look at the first round of that draft, I think everybody in that first round, for the most part, ended up being a bust. Might have been the worst first round ever.
Yeah, it was real shitty.
The answer is A, 2013.
Oh, 13.
2013.
All right, I'm going to jump out of here, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hands up, John.
I'm right
All right, John. Take care.
Drop my drink. Oh. All right, so we talked about basically the 53-man roster and it's kind of, I was at 11 games or 12 games this year, and oh boy, as long as the Dolphins win the 11 and repeat what they did last year, beat the bum teams. Shoot, I can't believe we saw a 70-point game last year. I still am mind blown over that Denver game because Tua was perfect in the first half. He was like perfect, complete. They didn't have one drop pass that first half, right, Tom? Shake. I mean, it's perfect passing, right, for the first half.
Like
I know
14
that.
or 15 or something.
Or 14 or 15, maybe one. Okay, maybe one drop pass, but still, it was almost a perfect first half. And
it was beautiful.
Like I said, I want to see more of those if we can get a 40 or 50-point game in there to some of these bum teams. But it's like the teams figured us out last year because they would jam the first read of Tua, and Tua would they had a great game plan against us. Now it's Mike's turn in year 3 to fix that and to beat a couple of those quality teams, like, of course, the Bills. We do have playoff teams like San Francisco 49ers, some other good teams. I don't think Jacksonville made the playoffs last year. I think they missed it by one game. Who else do we play that's playoff teams that are the tough ones that we got to win other than San Fran and Bills?
Green Bay, Houston.
Green Bay?
Cleveland, Houston. Yeah, we got a bunch of playoff teams.
The Browns. So we got at least 6 of those games, at least split them, right? Because we only won one team again above 500 last year. And that was just for the Dallas Cowboys. So it's like, okay, we can. I mean, if we were 10-10 in the bum teams, we would have had the Titans. We would have been fine. I would have done, would have all seen a home playoff game, which is all we want. And everything is sad because it's always falling on Tua. And the only way Tua can fix that is to actually get us to a playoff game and win one. So that way it gets because there's a lot of people that are hoping that he doesn't succeed, and us Dolphin fans will support whoever's under center. We've been through how many since Marino to Tua? We're talking 31, 32 quarterbacks. And
I thought it was like 572.
And the only person that's gotten close is Chad Pennington.
In the hill before he got hurt, had TJ Yates start that game or play that game because Matt Morris got decapitated by Bud Dupree.
Yep. So now
imagine the rules now for concussions in that game. when he was wobbling, and he would have been never coming back in. Him coming back in that game was insane, especially around the time that the Will Smith concussion movie came out. Is when it all happened. It's like, how are you letting this man play? He almost died.
Right. Well, we're gonna go through thoughts so we can get done with the show. I'll start with Shake Money. Give me some thoughts, man. The last 2-3 minutes, man, or whatever you want to talk about. Anything you want to talk about. Give us a quick 4 or 5 minutes, man. Then I'll go to the next people, or 3 minutes, and then we'll do the same for each person to say goodbye.
All right, no.
We've been on for like an hour and 37, so we're over by a little bit, but it don't matter to me. What's up, Shake? What you got, man?
Okay, yeah. No. I'm just seeing how. I just want to see how this roster shakes out. I wonder if they're going to bring in another quarterback from another team that was cut. To have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, because I found out that they overturned that rule. Now,
yeah, they vetoed that third quarterback rule.
Yeah, so it'll be in their best interest to keep 3 quarterbacks, because it happens. You know what I mean? And man, I'm just, like I said, I'm just excited to get football back, especially going to the Hard Rock. Doing some tailgating. Are you going to any games this year? Or are you gonna wait for the first playoff game?
No. Week 4, Titans, and then at the Browns, week 16.
Okay. Week 8, baby. Fan club weekend. Arizona Cardinals.
There you go. You going to games, Joey?
No, I was planning to go to the Rams game, but that's when my son's gonna be born, so I'm gonna miss the game for the birth of my son.
Okay. I mean, if there is a reason to miss, I guess that does qualify.
Maria, you're going to every game, right? Every home game, right?
I am, and a few away games.
Cool. Oh, a few away games. There you go. Cool. Go ahead, Shake Money. What else you got? You got anything on the line, long snapper? Like, is the kicker gonna hold for the punter? Or, I mean, is the field goal kicker gonna hold for the punter? Or the punter gonna hold for the kicker?
And also, I'm interested to see if they're gonna bring in another cornerback too, because we're within that too, especially now that Cam Smith is on IR.
That's right, Cam Smith. I was wondering where he was at. Like, where's Cam Smith at? He didn't make the team, so he's on that list where he comes back week 6 like OBJ, right? And Chubbs, right? So week 5, or is it week 5? Week 5 is
week 4. Yeah, week 5. 4 weeks out.
We play the Patriots, so that's gonna be interesting. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. You can come anytime you want. I'll send you the right link. I learned a lesson with Maria earlier, sending the last week's link instead of the. Yeah. Okay, I'll fix that. Like I said, it's always something.
No problem, man. Yeah, trust me. I do. Tomorrow, I'm on the Fins Tailgate Network. I'm doing Smoke Lounge, and I'm gonna be talking
your show. Give a little shout out to your show and stuff.
I do a smoke. It's on the Fins Tailgate Smoke Lounge. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be talking, instead of talking about the 53-man roster, I'm gonna go down every game and do every storyline for each game.
Nice.
Like, for instance, I would say San Francisco versus, it's obviously teacher versus student. The Houston game will be 2 former colleagues, because D'Amico Ryans was the defensive coordinator for San Francisco when McDaniel was there. So, I'm gonna be looking for
next week. We're gonna do predictions too, because there ain't really much to talk about. We're just gonna do that too, like predict the season and do some more Fins trivia. Basically, all there is to talk on a talk show next week, because there ain't no games to talk about. So you're right on the money with that. That's a great idea.
Appreciate you, man.
Like, put together. Where's that at? On your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, YouTube channel, the Fins Tailgate Network. I work with the Fins Tailgate. So yeah.
There you go. Check them out. There's some people like Raphael Nort, right?
Court right, yeah.
What's up, Shake Money? He said.
Yeah.
Right here, yep. All right, man. Like I said, appreciate it. Next up, man, Joey Long. Appreciate you coming on the show, man. Say whatever you want, man. Anything you want.
Oh, well, let's get ready for football. It's time. We waited all this time. Now let's watch our Dolphins and hope we don't get injured. Hope we win 11, 12 games, 13 games, hopefully, and make a good playoff run and try to make it to the Super Bowl this year.
That'd be a dream come true. Maria, what you got? Any plug-in you want to say, Maria?
What you got?
Anything you want to plug in or anything to end the show?
as you all know, I am
everybody show up at your tailgate.
Huh?
Tell everybody show up at your tailgate.
Yeah, that would be sweet. That would be sweet. East 12 tailgaters will be having tailgate. It's $40 donation, or you could eat and drink. We're also doing the separate packages where if you want to just do food, it's $25. If you want to just do beverages, that's $25. Or you do the whole thing for $40. Every week it's a different menu. So hit me up and I'll make sure you're part of these 12 tailgaters Facebook page, or just get onto it. That's the first thing. We have an event going on September 7th. I do have, for anybody that's coming into town, you can message me. We have secured a home hotel, which is the Marriott Maritime, which is about 6 miles from the stadium, 4 miles. Includes transportation. We do have corporate rates for the season for our fans. So we will be doing things at that hotel throughout the season. Our first thing that we're doing is going to be the Richmond Web event, which will be going on September 7th. Richmond Web will be there signing autographs, and it is to get him into the Hall of for 2025. So if anyone's in town for the first game, please hit us up. It's a free event. Come and hang out with us. It'll be fun.
Cool. Thanks for being on the show. What you got, Tom?
Nothing that we already didn't talk about. I mean, I appreciate everyone showing up today. I appreciate everyone watching. You know,
we got a roster, baby.
Excited for our team. The roster is not set, but it's set somewhat. I do think that there's positional spots we could look at adding somebody from one of these other teams and poaching somebody. Maybe Lewis Stein, corner safety out of Georgia that was drafted in the first round by the Vikings 2 years ago would be a possibility. One of these receivers, and move down Meyer and Connor on the practice squad and work it that way. We'll see what happens. It's all about being healthy, and it's all about being healthy in December and January and getting to the finish line with actual bodies. I'm not trying to see Justin Houston get called off the couch or Bruce Irvin called off the couch, Duke Riley playing Olay with Mahomes not wanting to hit him, Eli Apple with his alligator arms. Thank God we don't have to see that piece of garbage this year.
God.
Yeah.
You see what Weaver's looking at. You see what Mike's trying to do. Mike has a type, and at this point, you can almost say that Weaver has a type. Mike's type is a small, speedy receiver athlete or running back that he can get in space and let them do what they got to do. On defense, at this point, you see Weaver's looking for versatile guys to move around and go from the back end to the front end and have vet leadership at your key positions. I still think, and I still will say, that Jordan Brooks will be the absolute steal. Like I said, David Long last year, I think that Jordan Brooks is this year's gem that we added. And that's all I got to say about that. I can't wait to get down there. Can't wait to watch games. Can't wait to hang out with everybody. Let's see our boys fucking win.
Let's go, Matt Finivel.
Two things, and I'll make them quick. One is we had 7 draft picks this year. 6 of them made the 53 as of right now. The only reason the other one didn't, because Taj Washington was injured, out for the season. So all other 6 guys made the 53, which doesn't normally happen. So that's good that they actually hit on some guys. Second of all, I want to go back and piggyback off something Winters said when he was saying this doesn't look like a Super Bowl roster. Look, I don't know that any team at this point in the season can honestly go, hey, we have a Super Bowl roster, because every team is going through the same problems right now, trying to pare down to the 53, try to find the right mix of players. And look, when you're a Dolphins fan and you haven't won a playoff game in almost 25 years, Super Bowl is really, honestly, not even on my mind right now. I want to make the playoffs. I want to win a playoff game. Like Pedro says, we win a playoff game, I'm popping the cork. I've got a bottle of champagne. I might just pop that damn cork right there. And because that'd be like my Super Bowl. And then any win after that is just a cherry on the top.
Cool. I want to say I appreciate everybody coming on the show. It's every Tuesday at 7:30 to 8. Me, Tom, and Matt do a choreographed, 30 minutes just to make sure that we get through what we got to get through. And then everybody's allowed on the show from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. That way, it could be, 10 people on at the same time. No worries. That way I can get through, we can get through our segments real quick in the first 30 minutes, which it was fun, but I like the comments because the show is about everybody sitting here commenting and us trying to answer your questions. Because it goes from talking about this to talking about something else to talking about defense so it jumps around, but it's fine by me because the show is about the people watching. Without the people watching, there is no show. Appreciate everybody watching, and then I appreciate everybody on the panel list that was on here today. I appreciate y'all, and it's fun just doing Miami Dolphins show. It's once a week. I'm painting in this heat on the roof and thinking about the days it is to get together to talk about Miami Dolphins football because we're all Fins family, and I appreciate it. And there's nothing better than to sit there and talk Fins football, especially when you got a lot to say. And today's show was great. Next week's show, like I said, or like Shake Money said, we'll go and do the Fins prediction of the season. And we'll go ahead and do some more Fins trivia, a lot of Fins trivia. It's only going to be an hour show because there's no games. There's not really much to talk about unless we get more news about the long snap position and the roster changes. All that Fins news will pop up during the week. We'll get more stuff to talk about and more Fins trivia. So appreciate everybody coming on here. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week, man.
Fins up, guys.
Later, y'all.
Fins up.
Fins up. Oh. Hey, studio. Yes. Thank you.